There are 3 types of women who cherish large penises: the performance tester, the numb seeker, the power player. You may not have known it at the time, but you've met them, and maybe they puzzled you because they share one common feature. They're irresistible to men. And yes, I know what you're thinking. This sounds more like a stand-up act than a medical video, but I'm dead serious, because the men who end up in my office, they've already met these women, and most of them were not prepared. I'm Dr. Stefan Buntrock, board-certified urologist and specialist in sexual health. So the central question for this video is, here's your demand. Have you got the supply? Or the almost inevitable doubt, was it me? Or was I simply not enough? But what is it that makes these women so irresistible? Let's start by asking who they are and how to recognize them when they walk into your life. The performance tester is familiar to every man, or at least he thinks she is. She scans your confidence like a lie detector. She's not here for romance. She watches how you move, how long you last, how well you perform. She's the gym girl who counts reps in bed. Impress me is her tagline. But you never do. In German, we have a word for someone like that, the Endgegner. Doesn't ring a bell? Here's a sentence many men have heard. You work out, right? I can tell. If you feel like you're being graded, and even after perfect sex, you still doubt yourself? Yep, that's her. See, she grew up in the world of performance metrics, school, looks, sports, work. Now she tests men the way the world tested her. She doesn't want to be loved. She wants to be impressed. And secretly, she fears that without the test, she disappears. Now it's your turn. Question: seen with the eyes of the performance tester, how would you grade your penis? And you know she's into numbers. 8 inches? Maybe B-. So, don't take the bait. A real connection breaks the loop. If you try to win, you've already lost. Okay, before we move on with the numb seeker, a final test. Let's see how you perform. 3 tasks. 1 chance, no retries. Subscribe, like, hit the hype function. You want to impress me? Then you better act like it. Welcome to your final rep. Meet the numb seeker. And yes, this type wants a man with a large penis. Let's say you're well endowed. You do your job, count the reps, like with a performance tester. But something feels off. It's not about sex, it's about something else. Something you can't quite name. So you ask, what's wrong? She says, it's fine, don't worry. Or worse, can you just hold me, but don't talk? Then chances are, you're dating a numb seeker. So what's her hidden agenda? And why the fixation on size? A large penis? Perfect. Not for pleasure, but for forgetting. In short, she's been overwhelmed for too long. She learned that feelings make her vulnerable, so she turned them off. But how do you start to feel again when you're numb? You need to feel some pain. A large penis is not very comfortable to many women. And here comes a twist. Paradoxically, pain is her shortcut. It disconnects her from sex and from herself. That's why afterwards you feel it wasn't about sex at all. This is why men get that feeling that it was something else, not sex. You could also say numb seeking is common in women who've learned to equate sex with approval, but not connection. Still, like the performance tester, the numb seeker is magnetic. And that same pull, you'll find it in the final type, the power player. She's the boss woman who doesn't ask, she takes. She talks like a man, moves like a queen, and kisses like a verdict. Signature phrase, I don't need a boyfriend, I need a good... Thought I meant the F word? Nope. Size, not 4 inches, not even 5. 14? Too much. But you get the feeling. If any type screams, size matters, it's her. But here's the twist. She makes you feel small, and not just down there. Dominance is her love language. That can be intoxicating for a while, but sooner or later it will shake your foundation. But it doesn't last. Once you're hooked, she's already moved on. And what felt like passion Turns out it was a performance. So should you meet the power player, don't compete. Stay centered. Don't submit. Set boundaries, especially when it's tempting not to, because this was never about your large penis. It never is. Not with her, not with any of them. The power player uses penis size the way others use heels or handbags to project status, to say, I can handle what other women can't. She knows men are proud of their size, so if she takes it and walks away, she takes their ego with her. So what is it that makes these women so irresistible? Not just their looks, not just their confidence, it's something deeper. Each of them turns sex into something else, a performance, a power game, a way to stay numb. And that's the real magnetism. You're not drawn to them because of who they are. You're drawn because you sense there's something behind it, something to unlock, something to conquer. But here's the twist. It's not a test you can win because you were never the player. You were the stage. That's what these women have in common. They don't desire your penis. They desire what it says about you. And maybe you needed them too to find out who you are without the approval. So here's the question. If you have a large penis, are you proud of it? If you have an average one, are you ashamed? If the answer is yes to either, then size still owns you. But what if it didn't? That's what we'll talk about next. Hit subscribe and take your power back.